anyone would, but if you're up to that challenge, place your Digitus Medicinalis on that red sub button down below. It's free and it helps out a ton. Now, if you're looking to get from point A to point B and you want to use something a little bit more reusable than a pillar, then most people know that you gotta do it with full blocks. Honestly, this is one of the simplest ways to get from the bottom of your world right up to the top. And you'll see this everywhere, whether that's old versions of the game or even, more likely, in Bed Wars. Everyone's familiar with a full block staircase. They're functional, but they're not exactly a looker, and they're definitely slow to go up. So really, if you want to add some speed to it, then you gotta use actual stair blocks. Folks, it's the entire reason Mojang added these into the game. They're a definite step up from the previous competition. One big fortunate change here is that if you just want to walk up here and not hold down your spacebar, that's entirely possible. Really, when you think of stairs in Minecraft, this is the first thing you think of. But building one of these is gonna take a lot of space. I mean, look at how many blocks we have to cover just to go from one point right up to build limit. Which means that if you want a staircase with a smaller footprint, you probably gotta go for something like a 2x2 spiral staircase. This makes for a very common pick, especially when you're trying to get up and down from mineshaft. But really, the smaller footprint is about all this has on top of a regular staircase. Because as you can see, when you use the full block method that most of us use here, it's not that fast to go up and down one of these things. And that constant turning round and round and about, it's just gonna make you dizzy and waste your time. So if you want to save the headache on both of those, you're definitely resorting to a regular spiral staircase. Using more half blocks and steps, this is much easier to go up and down. Whether you want to spin on down to a swanky vault room or just go up to the top of your penthouse apartment, this works in both cases. And again, depending on how crazy you want to go here, you can make one of these super extravagant or a little more subdued. Really, it's whatever you got room for. But if you're still having trouble fitting one of the smaller versions of that into your base, then by all means, you gotta go to a 1x1 trapdoor spiral staircase. And folks, not only is that a mouthful to say, but it's also quite the sight to see. I mean, in fairness to this build, it does live up to the name. Everything that you need to go up and down is fit entirely into a 1x1 block space. But as soon as you take the time to climb up and down one of these things, you're gonna be asking if you're really saving anything there. They're not that fun to